What's up guys, David Sharek here. Today I'm going to be doing another Radiohead reaction. Today we're going to be doing the final Radiohead reaction, and today we're going to be doing The Bends. This is the last Radiohead album that I need to check out, excluding B-sides and stuff like that, but this is the last album that I'm going to check out on camera on this channel here. We just checked out Pablo Honey. I was not the biggest fan of it. As you guys probably saw in that video, I felt like it wasn't the Radiohead that I know and love, which makes sense because it was, of course, their first album. But I'm hoping we get a more adventurous, a more ambitious, and just a more sonically pleasing album here from Radiohead. And from what I know, when this came out, this was pretty different than a lot of the stuff at the time. So yeah, this was Radiohead's second album. It was, from what I know, it's pretty different from Pablo Honey. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into this. The Bends, starting it off with track number 1. I'm back in this setup, but I don't have my laptop once again. Hopefully I'll have it soon. So I'm gonna be trying to record on my iPad here. I don't know if it's gonna work, we'll see. All right, Planet Telex, let's go. Whoa. I mean, the title is kind of fitting to the overall sound of this so far, like starting out with that ambient, ethereal, spacey sound, and it's kind of continued throughout the whole thing, even though you have these like intense guitar riffs on top of it, and the lyrics are very, very depressing, and I'm getting a sense of just like hopefulness. You can do this, but it will not come. It's really depressing, which I guess I should be expecting from Radiohead. So I'm enjoying this though so far. This is like a lot better than most of the stuff off Pablo Honey already. Alright, there you go, Planet Telex. Before we go into Sulk, is it on shuffle? Why is it on shuffle? Before we go into The Bends, pretty good song there, pretty solid opener. I don't really got much else to add. I just overall really enjoyed that track. I liked the lyrics on that one as well. And I liked, once again, that kind of planetary space vibe that it was going for sonically, and yeah, it was really, I don't know, it was a good track. Let's keep going. The Bends, title track. Some wind chimes or something. Oh, that was nice. What is The Bends referring to? Alright, so I searched up what The Bends means. I don't know if this is what Tom is referring to, but it says decompression sickness. I guess when divers go underwater and the water has a lot of pressure, the nitrogen gas goes into the body's tissue. Okay, that sounds, I mean, rough, I guess. In terms of Tom's vocals, they're pretty similar to Pablo Honey so far. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the vocals on Pablo Honey, so I'm not loving them necessarily on this. They are toned back a little bit. They're not as annoying. But yeah, the sound of it, I'm having a hard time just grasping onto this sound. I don't know why. I think I'm just so used to like more modern day Radiohead that it's hard for me to get into this. But I will say it's better than Pablo Honey so far, but it's still not like my favorite or anything. All right, so my camera just stopped recording. I just listened or just finished the track The Bends. I was saying that the climax at the end there I actually enjoyed quite a bit, and it was actually a lot more satisfying and enjoyable compared to a lot of the moments on Pablo Honey, even though that the track sonically sounded pretty similar to Pablo Honey. It was just more enjoyable. There was enough stuff switching up and enough different stuff that it didn't feel repetitive and stale and boring. So I did enjoy that track. I don't know if I will come back to it again, but definitely still enjoyed it. The next two tracks I was saying, High and Dry and Fake Plastic Trees, I've already heard because I feel like they're some of Radiohead's most popular songs, so of course I've already heard them. I will play through them again because I want to listen to them in the context of the album, but just a disclosure, I have heard these tracks and I love both of them. I think they're probably, I'm going to enjoy them more than the first two tracks, and maybe that's just because I've grown to love them already, but yeah, they're both super solid tracks, so let's go High and Dry. Guitars on this whole track is so beautiful, bro. Why am I holding socks? I don't know. Alright, there you go, High and Dry. Like I said, I already heard it. I really love Tom's vocals on that. I think so far in the album, those are Tom's strongest vocals, his strongest vocal performance, and that song just, I don't know, there's something about it that just gives me this nostalgic, and it just makes me feel good. Makes me feel good, even though what Tom's singing about necessarily shouldn't make you feel good. Just sonically, the vibe of the track makes me feel nostalgic, and it just gives me a good feeling, you know? Beautiful track. Tom's vocals, beautiful on that one. We're going into Fake Plastic Trees. Once again, already heard it, but hey, it's a great song.
Fake Chinese rubber band that you bought from a rubber she wears now. She looks like a real time.
That song is special, man. That song is special. I've heard that so many times, but I resonate with the lyrics so heavily on that one. Just about what I'm assuming is him just talking about the fakeness of a lot of the world and how much fake people there are. Yeah, I could. It might be about something more deep than that, but yeah, man. Just the sound of that too is so beautiful. I feel like Radiohead really does. They're really something special when they go into this more subdued, frickin' melancholy sound. And that was kind of my problem with a lot of Pablo Honey. Not that Radiohead, they can't successfully do an aggressive, faster-paced sound, but on Pablo Honey, I just feel like they didn't successfully do that for most of the time, because they have done that before. Like, on OK Computer, there's a lot of instances of them being more aggressive and abrasive and in your face, and it worked, but overall, I just think Radiohead just does so much better with this sound right here. Tom's vocals on that thing are absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. No complaints about that track. Absolutely perfect song right there. High and Dry and Fake Plastic Trees, two just amazing songs. Let's keep going. Bones. Alright, another more in-your-face aggressive cut right there. I'm having a really hard time connecting to these ones. Like the first two songs and then this, Bones. There's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just not in the right mood today, but there's something missing about them that I'm having a really hard time connecting with. I have to be honest in these reviews, and this is honestly what I'm feeling right now. Like the first two songs and then this, Bones, there's just something about them that I'm not being able to, like, it's not grabbing me and pulling me in at all. I don't know, bro. This is the weird thing with music. Like, maybe I listen to this thing a week from now, and maybe I absolutely love these songs, but right now, it's not connecting with me. Going into a nice dream. Okay. I'm liking this. This feels like OK Computer. That's beautiful. Oh! Oh, the layered vocals. Oh, that's nice. Before we get into this little section here, have we ever heard Tom do layered vocals like that before? I feel like that's like, maybe not the first time, but the first time he's done it like that. Like, I don't know, something about it was beautiful with those layered vocals. I'm loving the sound of this track. This is so sonically pleasing, bro. And musically, there's so much more interesting stuff going on compared to the last track in this one. This is great. Whoa. Oh, that's so nice. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh. That was so good. Masterpiece, bro. That's a perfect song right there. I wouldn't say perfect. The only gripe I have with it is that the lyrics are maybe a little bit repetitive with that nice dream. Just going throughout pretty much the whole thing. But sonically, musically, so satisfying, so pleasing, bro. Just so beautiful. I love those like atmospheric little... Once again, a lot of this album has been feeling like very like spacey and ethereal, and just, you know, a lot of these synths and a lot of these electric guitar little tones and notes that are going on in the background feels very feels like we're in space. Feels like that track, especially the ending of that one, felt like we were in space. Great track sonically. Once again, the lyrics might be a little bit repetitive, but overall, I loved it, and I definitely would come back to it. Interesting track lyrically so far. Starting off with "You can't get the stink off of yourself." I'm assuming Tom's talking about himself, and it sounds like he's talking about just depression in general, not being able to clean yourself, not being able to do anything, not being able to get out of bed, just the normal things that come with depression. But yeah, musically, this is going in that more aggressive direction, but I'm actually enjoying a lot of the stuff that's going on in the instrumental here a lot more than those earlier aggressive cuts. That's so nice. Little guitar solo. That was good. That was good. I feel like that was the first track, or the first one of those more aggressive tracks where it was actually keeping me interested musically. I find the lyrics intriguing and interesting. Musically, it was intriguing and interesting, and overall, it just came together in a really nice package and a really nice song that felt really cohesive and felt like it went where it was supposed to go. And yeah, it was just a nice, complete song, and definitely the best of the more aggressive of these tracks so far. So, really enjoyed that one. We're going into My Iron Lung. Whoa! Whoa! The switch up! Holy frick. Holy frick, bro. That was another great track. I take back what I said. I said Just was the best of those aggressive, more hard-hitting tracks, but that takes the cake. That takes the cake on this album so far, in terms of a hard-hitting song. Just the switch up in there, the switch up alone makes that song so entertaining. I was genuinely surprised. I had no idea that was coming. Crazy, and they did the switch up twice, and it felt just as entertaining the second time. And then Tom screaming his freaking brains out in the back there. Oh, so good, so good. All right, Bulletproof. I wish I was. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh, these lyrics. Beautiful. Beautiful. The lyrics on that thing were absolutely just haunting and heartbreaking, and I don't even know, bro. Like, that was so good. That was so good. That was like the perfect come down from that last track. The perfect, just relaxing, just allowing you to take a breath. Sonically, just beautiful. Once again, continuing with these kind of ethereal space, cosmic vibes that Radiohead is going with sonically. All right, we're going into Black Star. Shout out to David Bowie. Beta? Oh, this time signature switch up is so good. I don't have much to say about that track. It's pretty good. We're gonna go into Sulk. That's cool. Okay, before we go into the last track, I didn't love that one. Feel like it could have reached a higher sonic climax. Like, it wasn't the most satisfying thing at the end there. I don't know. It was alright. It was alright. It just felt like a lot of the stuff that we've already heard just repackaged into a different song. I'm hoping we get a strong ender here with Street Spirit Fade Out, which is a title that I've heard. So yeah, let's see if it's gonna be like an official track, or if it's gonna be like, because I know on Kid A the ender was like some minute long kind of just ambient thing. So let's see. Okay, it is 4 minutes, so looks like an official song here. Sound just all filled out. I have no idea where this is going. It's actually good. Those vocals, bro. There you go. The bends. That was a great ender. I couldn't really have asked for anything more. Just, once again, sonically, this whole album feels so cohesive, and just like, sonically, so much of this is just so beautiful, and it's definitely a lot different than Pablo Honey, and I definitely enjoyed it a lot more than Pablo Honey. Street Spirit, I'll talk about that for a little bit. A great closer. I feel like I expected them to go with this like big, like, climactic freaking like finale sounding, ending sounding like song, and they didn't do that. But I'm actually happy with how it ended. More of a mellow, subdued song, but in that it still had satisfying moments that felt like this is the ending track, and him just constantly saying fade out once again. It feels like a nice ender to this album. Once again, this album was super cohesive sounding. Like I said, very different from Pablo Honey. I feel like they did better with the more aggressive and in-your-face songs on this one. While they still have that energy, there was just more interesting stuff going on musically in this album. And once again, with that kind of like space, ambient, ethereal sounding vibe going up throughout the entire thing pretty much. There is a lot of like planet, like space, cosmic kind of vibes going on in this album. I mean, you start out with Planet Telex, which feels like you're literally being or landing on a different planet. And then this whole album is just them taking you on this planet and taking you for a ride in this kind of interstellar soundscape, I guess you could say, if that makes any sense at all. I really enjoyed this album. Probably not one of my favorite Radiohead albums, but it's still very solid. Just a couple of tracks at the beginning there that I wasn't too fond of, and a couple tracks in the middle as well. But overall, like I said, pretty solid. I don't think I have much else to say. That's it. That's it for Radiohead album reactions. I've listened to every single Radiohead album, aside from B-sides and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing a Radiohead album tier list as well after this video. So stay tuned for that. It's been quite the journey listening to all these Radiohead albums. I'd say Radiohead is probably one of my favorite bands now, if not my favorite. They just the consistent quality of these albums, and the fact that they've made so many albums, and all of them except for Pablo Honey have been great, pretty much either good or great, is just super impressive. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Overall, enjoyed this final album of this Radiohead reaction series, I guess you could call it. Yeah, that's gonna do it. It's the end of an era. It's the end of an era. We're done Radiohead. I'm gonna keep doing reactions, so I know a lot of people have found this channel through the Radiohead reactions, but if you want to stick around, I'm gonna keep reacting to other albums that I am interested in, and yeah, so if you wanna stick around, you can. If you don't, it's fine. You can leave. I don't care. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Radiohead, The Bends. Definitely very different than Pablo Honey, and definitely a lot more enjoyable than Pablo Honey. Bye.